Good Thursday evening. Welcome to such a welcoming place, right? RadioLouisiana.com. You are in Fuzzy's Country Corner, brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub. What a show we have lined up for you tonight. Live on the show, the one and only, the incomparable Mr. Jeff Dugan. It's going to be an absolute wonderful show. You get to learn so much about Jeff that you had no idea about. Lord knows I'm fixing to learn a bunch. I've got some talking points here that I have no idea where it's going to go. So thank you so much for tuning in. One more time, how about a round of applause by yourself there for Cowboys Nightclub making all of this possible. Just incredible folks over there. Go check them out. Tell them Fuzzy sent you. You are live in Fuzzy's Country Corner, and right now we're going to kick this thing off with music from our featured artist. We're going to take you way, way back to a little something that Mr. Dugan cut way back in the day called Heaven Was a Drink of Wine on Fuzzy's Country Corner, RadioLouisiana.com.
Psychoed out psychologist. He asked me about my drinking ways. Every question that he asked me all related back to my childhood days. If the truth were known, I never took to drinking long as she was mine. But when she left me, I went to hell, and heaven was a drink of wine. That good doctor said, look at all these ink spots and tell me what you see. Could I help it if they all look like they go broken hearts to me? Hey, all my friends and kin will tell you, oh, Jeff ain't the drinking kind. But when she left me, I went to hell, and heaven was a drink of wine. Get back, get on back, just leave me alone. Don't you see that you can't help a man who's this far gone? Hey, good doctor, I've got something you can't find in my mind. 'Cause when she left me, I went to hell, and heaven was a drink of wine. Oh, when she left me, I went to hell. Heaven was a drink of wine.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're live on Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com, a weekly country show that we bring to you to showcase the great live country entertainment that we have from the great state of Louisiana. No matter if it's from Lake Charles all the way to Slidell, from Slidell to Shreveport, and everywhere in between, we have some great talent right here in the great state of Louisiana. Joining me this evening, the one and only Mr. Jeff Dugan.
Fuzzy.
This is an honor of mine. I actually grew up listening to you. It's odd to be sitting here actually interviewing you in this wonderful place that we're in. Thank you so much for having us in.
Oh, you're welcome. Glad to have you. Proud to be here.
So, Jeff, recently you decided to get back into recording and actually going out and playing the honky-tonks and the festivals of South Louisiana and around. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that decision, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about where it all started.
Well, late 2000, I think it was October or November of 2000, I walked away from the music business and spent the next 10 years working in churches doing technical director. We're running sound and lights and singing on stage and stuff. Got really heavily involved in church. And then me and Sherry had prayed about it and had a couple of people drop a few bugs in our ears. And we decided to go ahead and start recording again. And my first album that I did was a country gospel album. And we had a lot of fun with that. And we went out on the road and started playing churches all over the place, and really enjoyed that. It was a great time of our lives, and it was something that we did together, and jumped in the car and take off and run over the place doing rodeos and cowboy churches. We did a lot of cowboy ministry.
You had a lot of success in the Christian country music world during this time.
We did. It was fun. We had our first record single went number one. And we had a song called Jesus and John Wayne, and that year we had two number ones off of that album. We had 7 Sundays in a Row and Jesus and John Wayne, and in that end of that year we went to a big Christian festival. It's called Agape Fest, and we were awarded the Male Horizon Award.
Well, that's an incredible honor for your first year in the genre.
It was, and it was fun, to be recognized. And then we went back a year later, and I got the Male Vocalist of the Year.
Oh wow, that's an interesting honor in itself. The second year.
Yeah, and then got several other awards with other different organizations, But the main thing is we were out there doing the rodeo ministry and the cowboy churches and stuff, and that crowd I relate to so much, because I started off at 15 years old playing country music, and these people that pull up at these rodeos and at these cowboy churches and stuff, what are they listening to? I mean, they're listening to Merle Haggard and Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson. Fit right in there.
That's my people.
That's my people. That's right.
Little Jolene, my dark-haired darling, skin of ivory, angel eyes. Every man in Louisiana wanted her sweet love, but she swore on the Bible she was mine, all mine. Hey, little did I know she was wild as a bayou. Catch a man on a cane pole, hang his heart on the line. I thought I could hold her, me, oh my, oh. Little did I know she had bigger fish to fry. Brother tried to warn me, Mama, she scarred me. My friends all told me I was under her spell, but I wouldn't listen. I was lovesick. Without Jolene, life would be living hell. Hey, little did I know she was wild as a bayou. Catch a man on a cane pole, hang his heart on the line. I thought I could hold her, me, oh my, oh. Little did I know she had bigger fish to fry. At the church in the wild one, standing at the altar, little Jolene never showed. I heard later on she left with the dandy and headed down to Mexico. Hey, little did I know she was wild as a bayou. Catch a man on a cane pole, hang his heart on the line. I thought I could hold her, me, oh my, oh. Little did I know she had bigger fish to fry.
RadioLouisiana.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner. More with our sit down with Jeff Dugan on the way. Here's Ken Holloway. It's a Louisiana thing on Fuzzy's Country Corner. Brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub on RadioLouisiana.com.
I was raised down in Louisiana, down on the Black Bayou. We got our swamps and alligators, and we love our crawfish too. We got that filet gumbo running through our veins. It's our feet a dancing when we hear that fiddle play. We love to hear that Cajun music down at the Fedo-Do, and dancing with our sweethearts and just letting the good times roll. We know it's God first and then our family and friends. Yeah, it's kinda hard to explain. It's just a Louisiana thing. Now we're the kind of folks who play hard, but man, we work hard too. We never think about giving up and take pride in what we do. Now we love our kind of living, old-fashioned maybe so. But that's the way Mom and Daddy did a long, long time ago. We love to hear that Cajun music down at the Fedo-Do, and dancing with our sweethearts and just letting the good times roll. We know it's God first and then our family and friends. Yeah, it's kinda hard to explain. It's just a Louisiana thing. We love to hear that Cajun music down at the Fedo-Do, and dancing with our sweethearts and just letting the good times roll. We know it's God first and then our family and friends. It's kinda hard to explain. It's just a Louisiana thing. It's kinda hard to explain, y'all. It's just a Louisiana thing.
RadioLouisiana.com, your home for all the local events. If you want to find something out that's going on in your area, pop on over to liveandlocalacadiana.com. All the great events going on there. You can find out everything that's going on and everything that's coming up right there on liveandlocalacadiana.com. A proud sponsor of Fuzzy's Country Corner. More with Jeff Dugan in just a little while. Right now, from Opelousas, Louisiana, she's stirring up the pot with this one. It's her duet with Texas country sensation Randy Rogers. Here's Kylie Fry with Too Bad.
You never said nothing about L.A. Well, I got here on a hot day. Took a look around. Said, well, now nobody here looks like you anyway. Told me Ventura's the place, so I rented a place. Stuck a handful of flowers in a Goodwill vase. Said right out loud, girl, you're home, and this is what it feels like all alone. You ain't in this living room, sleep on the old green couch. You ain't in this kitchen dragging all the dishes down. You won't ever walk this hall, never make this bed. I got you out of my heart after all. Too bad you're in my head.
You never said nothing about leaving. Now every Tuesday feels like leaving. Try not to think about it, talk about it. It's usually Friday before I'm feeling good enough to wander around town. Find nobody and just hang out now. But it's under my skin, keeps creeping in.
is haunting me. I still can't believe it. I ain't in this living room. Sleep on the old green couch. And I ain't in this kitchen dragging all the dishes out. I ain't ever walked this hall. I never made this bed. Oh, I got you out of my heart after all. Too bad you're in my head. Oh, I could call. Hey, I won't answer. Is this all? I think it is. Well, then I know it is. We ain't in this living room. We sleep on the old green couch. We ain't in this kitchen dragging all the dishes out. We won't ever walk this home, mess up this king-size bed. I got you out of my heart after all. Too bad you're in my head. I got you out of my heart after all. Too bad you're in my head. You never said nothing.
Fuzzy's Country Corner, brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub on RadioLouisiana.com. Now we get back to the man of the couple of hours here. So, Jeff, why don't you tell us where it all started? How did you come from New Iberia country boy to country music singer?
I had a friend of mine that his dad had a country band, and his dad had bought my two friends, the brothers, had bought one of them a set of drums and the other one a keyboard, and they were learning, and they would sit in with their dad's band, and the dad's band didn't really play a lot of places like nightclubs and stuff. They would play private parties and stuff, and
Now, this was a country band, right?
oh yeah, they were very much country, had a fiddle in it and everything, and so we hung out with them, and on Saturday afternoons they would play at Mr. Ron's place of business, and they would have these big jam sessions, and a lot of musicians would come by. And one time they were doing a new Merle Haggard song, and the guy kept forgetting the words, or he didn't. I forgot exactly how it went, but either he didn't remember the words, or he didn't remember how the melody went, or something. And my friend Steve says, "Dad, let Jeff sing it. He knows it. He sings it all the time." And he says, "Here, you sing it." So I was a little nervous. I was a little apprehensive, and but I walked up to the microphone and sang it and got a big reaction. And then they said, "Well, sing another one. What other one you know?" And so I named another Merle Haggard song, and I sang that, and that was really fun. But then about a week later, or a couple of weeks later, we went to a church bazaar, and there was a country band playing out on a trailer outside.
At the church fair.
Bazaar, at a church fair, that's right.
So I take it they sold alcohol at this thing.
Well, it was a Catholic church, I think they do, yeah. Or they did at the time when I was growing up. But it was also in a big ballpark and everything. It was the ballpark in Coteau, So we're over there at this, and this band's playing, and my buddies started egging me on. "Hey, go ask him to sing." I said, "Oh, no." I said, "Bro, you were good the other day, man. Come on, go sing. Nah, I don't know. Well, when the band took a break, they talked to the lead singer. And it was Mr. Harry Corville from New Iberia. Remember Mr. Harry?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was Harry Corville. And he called me up on stage.
Well, that must have been a nightmare for a young man getting called up for the first time.
15 years old, and walked up on that stage. And there was a lot of people there. People really went to these Catholic church affairs and stuff when I was young, growing up. I mean, they really went to these things. They were big, And I remember walking on stage and singing, "Down every road there's always one more city. I'm on the run, the highway is my home. So I sang that Lonesome Fugitive, you know, and man, got this big reaction out of that. And I just thought, boy, this is fun. Maybe I'll start singing with Mr. Ron's band.
I came out kicking and screaming, Daddy's little team. At least that's what my mama said. More than a handful, always in trouble. Every time she turned her head, always doing something to get my mama cussing. Think I ought to be ashamed. It's people like me that give people like me a bad name. Well, it's people like me that other people see. That's the way that you ain't supposed to be. Better steer away from them, cause they're all like him. You know they never change. Now before you go to judge my sisters and my brothers, I'm the one you ought to blame. Cause it's people like me that give people like me a bad name. If you see me out tonight, there's a real good chance that I might do something I can't live down. You don't wanna miss me when I hit the whiskey, famous in this little town. Don't hope everybody in, cause I got some real good friends who would never act this way. Lord, there's people like me who give people like me a bad name. Well, there's people like me that other people see. See, that's the way that you ain't supposed to be. Better steer away from them, cause they're all like him. You know they never change. Now before you go to judge my sisters and my brothers, I'm the one you ought to blame. Cause it's people like me that give people like me a bad name. How do you little killer, y'all? See, that's the way that you ain't supposed to be. Better steer away from them, cause they're all like him. And you know they never change. Now before you go to judge my sisters and my brothers, I'm the one you ought to blame. Cause it's people like me that give people like me a bad name. Well, Lord, it's people like me that give people like me a bad name.
If you want Mexican food, you may want to find an El Paso Mexican Grill. So tasty, so authentic, with specials every Monday through Thursday and live music on the patio on Fridays and Saturdays. It's the best happy hour in Acadiana with 2-for-1 margaritas. Find a location today at elpasomex.com. That's elpasomex.com. Are you looking for live music, events, and festivals in Louisiana? Then you're in the right place. It's all here at liveandlocalacadiana.com. All Louisiana, all the time. liveandlocalacadiana.com.
She's the fireworks on the 4th of July. She's the steepest hill on a roller coaster ride. She makes me wanna scream and shout and throw my hands in the air. She's 100-foot drop to the river below. She's the feeling you get when the water's ice cold. When she says jump, I say how, when, and where. She keeps me running and gunning and going and coming and knowing that it's alright. She got me learning and burning and tossing and turning and yearning for all night. Her kind of loving leaves me breathless. So wild and reckless. I'm out of control like a runaway train with the wheels better touch
River Road on LouisianaRadio.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner. I just don't know where to even start with all the response that we have gotten so far out of this show. You guys have been absolutely incredible. If you have a music submission, send it to Fuzzy, F-U-Z-Z-Y, at RadioLouisiana.com, and we'll make sure that we give it a listen and see about getting you on here. Joining us for this great episode number 2 of Fuzzy's Country Corner is Jeff Dugan. Jeff is just absolutely incredible. So Jeff, how do you go about being rehearsing in the garage to gigging, to going out and being in that band?
I graduated. I got out of high school and I went work in the oil field. So I only had every other weekend off. So our band was only playing every other weekend. And then I moved to Carlsbad, New Mexico, and it was really cool because I got a phone call from my cousin Joey, and Joey says, "Hey, remember the Sting on Johnson Street?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "It's called JR Saloon now. They got a wooden dance floor in there, and they're hiring country bands." I said, "Wow, that's cool, you know." He says, "Remember the turn of the century? Way out on Highway 167. I said, "Yeah, that was the one that had the disco that had the lighted dance floor." He says, "A wooden dance floor now, and it's called the Rimrock Saloon, and they're hiring country bands." Uh-oh. And he kept telling me about that Urban Cowboy movie had come out, and all these places started changing the country.
Now you're starting to give away your age.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Urban Cowboy.
That was early 1980. And so I asked my boss in New Mexico, I was living in Carlsbad, I asked him for a transfer back to Louisiana. And he got mad that I wanted to go back home. And we got in this big old feud. And finally I just said, well, wait a minute. I was going to give a notice or whatever, or ask for a transfer, but let me give you the keys to my truck. I quit.
Right there.
And I mean, right there. And we packed up and came home. And I'm telling you, it's a long story, but anyway, me and my wife at the time got in a big fight in Houston. And I grabbed my bags, walked out to the interstate, and thumbed my ride from Texas back home.
Whoa, hold up. Time out here. So let's recap. You quit your job.
Yep.
You left your wife.
I did.
All in the same motion.
Well, just about. It was a few days apart, but yeah.
Okay, on the same trip home.
Same trip home.
To come home and play country music.
To come home. I wanted to come back and play music. Now, let me tell you the cool part. I hitch a ride in Beaumont. Now, I'm coming all the way from New Mexico. Okay? Well, no, actually, I had to hitchhike from Houston. But I got a ride to the truck stop in Beaumont. So in the truck stop in Beaumont, I got a ride from a hotshot lady that was going to Houma. So she dropped me off at the corner of Highway 88, Coteau Road, and Highway 90. There was no overpass there back then. But anyway, so she drops me off, and I got about a mile walk home.
Oh, I could make that.
And it's 10:30 at night.
No cell phone.
No, they didn't have cell phones back then.
Long before that, kids.
So I got my suitcase, and this suitcase is pretty heavy, you know, and I'm about ready to start dragging it because it's getting heavy. But about halfway down the road, half a mile down the road, I start hearing this bass going. I can hear this bass playing. I said, boy, somebody's playing some music pretty loud. I get a little further down the road. I can hear it's not just bass, it's music. You know, it's drums. And when I got right into the big curve by the church and the school, kind of where it all started for me in the beginning, it dawned on me where the music was coming from. My band was practicing. Were having a rehearsal. I did not feel my suitcase. I almost ran with that thing. I come in through the back door, and I snuck in. They didn't even know I was coming home. I snuck in the back door. I dropped my suitcase down, and I said, "Daddy's home," and they all just started laughing and everything. Ah, yeah. And then, we got on the phone, started booking gigs, and then the older guys, they didn't want to play as often as we wanted to play. We wanted to play every weekend or as much as we can. If we go play 5 nights a week, we can.
I know how that feels.
The older guys stepped out of the band, and the band went from being called Grand Prairie to the Grand Prairie Boys. And it was me and Steve Saunier and Ron Saunier and Darryl Baudouin. You know Darryl Baudouin, the guitar player.
Absolutely.
And we were all 19, 20 years old.
Honky tonkin'.
And we start playing in all these clubs from, Gillies all the way in Pasadena, Texas to Mississippi Gulf Coast, And we played a lot, man. We played 5, sometimes 6 nights a week.
It's been going around. We're the talk of the town. A friend of a friend told a friend you had your eyes on me. Billy Joe told Betty Sue what you were planning to do. But you're wasting your time. Baby, can't you see? I don't wanna be wanted. Love ain't something I need. I'm too busy living footloose and fancy free. Single places to go, things to see. I don't wanna be wanted. Baby, stop wanting me. Get me wrong, girl, I've got to move on. No, baby, it's not you. Hey, that's just me. Let's stop where we are. I'll break your heart. Woman like you deserves a better man than me. I don't wanna be wanted. Love ain't something I need. I'm too busy living footloose and fancy free. Single places to go, things to see. I don't wanna be wanted. Baby, stop wanting me. It's been going around. We're the talk of the town. A friend of a friend told a friend you had your eyes on me.
Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com is brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub. Go check them out. They have live entertainment every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Tonight, live on the Cowboy stage is Alfred Doucette. Go check them out. It's going to be a good time. I mean, you can bring your people. You can do whatever you want. It's ladies' night. Ladies get in free till 10. Get 3 free drinks till 11:30. It's going to be great. They got dollar can beer and dollar wells till 11 tonight. So go on out to Cowboys Nightclub. It's going to be a great time, and check them out. Tell Donovan and the gang Fuzzy sent you, and you get something real cool. Fuzzy's Country Corner is brought to you by Julian's Po' Boys. Go check out Julian's Po' Boys. They're great. It's awesome. Right now, in the Country Corner, Spotlight. That's right, the Country Corner Spotlight. We're going to throw it back to Mr. Wade Reeves, something off his first record called Trashy Turns Me On.
I was playing a wedding out on the lake behind a brand new double wide. Had a cranked up loud and had a rowdy crowd just watching them dance and fight. Yeah, there was hippies and bikers, just plain white trash, you name it, they were there. And then the mother of the bride gave me a dirty smile and ran her fingers through her bleached blonde hair. She took me back to the trailer park, making love in the pitch black dark. Man, we rocked the trailer off in a center block. She was turning me on. A little suburb outside of Dallas, a brand new 80-foot single wide palace, a pack of rubbers and a box of Cialis. We rocked it all night long, 'cause I was hog-tied in that single wire, tat on her back and her hair was dyed. Man, she's painted up, but that's what I like, 'cause trashy turns me on. She had legs for days and a body that amazes, like the 7 wonders of the world. Then a cheap tan and fake nails on her hands, just a crazy, sexy, trashy country girl. Well, I got done. She said, son, you're coming back home with me. Well, hell, I followed her back in my pickup truck. The rest is just history. Here we go. She took me back to the trailer park, making love in the pitch black dark. Man, we rocked the trailer off in center blocks. She was turning me on. A little suburb outside of Dallas, a brand new 80-foot single wide palace, a pack of rubbers and a box of Cialis. We rocked it all night long, 'cause I was hog-tied in that single wire, tat on her back and her hair was dyed. Man, she's painted up, but that's what I like. You know why? 'Cause trashy turns me on. She took me back to the trailer park, making love in the pitch black dark. Man, we rocked the trailer off in center block, 'cause she was turning me on. A little suburb outside of Dallas, a brand new 80-foot single wide palace, a pack of rubbers and a box of Cialis. We rocked it all night long, 'cause I was hog-tied in that second wire, tat on her back and her hair was dyed. Man, she's painted up, but that's what I like, 'cause trashy turns me on. Love all my women, don't get me wrong, but trashy turns me on.
So you left your oil field job and your marriage same weekend. An oil field job in 1980 was probably paying pretty good.
It was pretty decent, yeah. And
You're making a decent living.
Yeah, and I'd actually taken a promotion to move. I was working for him here. I took a promotion and moved to New Mexico.
Wow. What an interesting take on that. To playing music 5 nights a week.
Yep.
Now, what was a musician making, say, in 1981 on the road?
Well, I can remember it was like a thing you shot for, was to try to at least get everybody $100 a night.
$100.
Yeah.
Ball, we doing good if we made $100 a night.
Yeah, and if we did that 5 nights a week, hey, that was back then. That was pretty good money. We thought. But the thing about playing music is none of it makes sense for if you're doing it for a living, unless you have a big hit record or a really big success, because only musicians will spend $30,000 or $40,000 on equipment and pack it up to go make $100, and drive 4 or 5 hours to
for
do
exposure.
For exposure.
For exposure. Hey, can you fellas come play tonight?
Yeah.
Look, I've got a club. I'm going to charge $10 a head. We put 2,000 people in here. You guys put 2,200 people in here tonight. Thank you so much. It was great exposure for you. That never worked out well, at least not for me.
Oh, the first time that we met is a day I can't forget. And how she rescued me from myself. I was feeling so alone, an empty heart without a home. When I held her, I felt love I'd never known. And she said, I don't need a diamond ring from you, or a golden band that shines. All I need to hear are 3 words, dear, and they don't cost a dime. That she looked that night as we were dancing all alone. We were never letting go, 'cause in her arms I felt love I'd never known. And she said, I don't need a diamond ring from you, or a golden band that shines.
RadioLouisiana.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner, brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub, your country connection and partying tradition in Acadiana for over 30 years. Make sure you go check them out. Cowboys Nightclub, Lafayette.com on their Facebook, their Instagram, their Twitter. You can check them out and see who's playing, what's going on. You can also slide on into Cowboys Western Wear and Trailer Sales. They got lots of great deals going on and just wonderful things right there at Cowboys, your country connection. Speaking of country music and Fuzzy's Country Corner, we're going to turn it over to something right now I think this song is absolutely hilarious. Here's Kristen Foreman and Pretty Ugly on Fuzzy's Country Corner.
Bleached hair, blank eyes, ain't enough soap for the mouthful of lies. Fake smile, fake tan, fake as her fingernails on your hands. From 50 feet you're beautiful, but when you get up close and personal, you're pretty ugly with a shallow personality. You're practically crazy. Is every sock word somewhere you should be? Like a two-side
listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com. Brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub, your country connection for the past 30 years. Our special guest this afternoon, the one and only Mr. Jeff Dugan. Tell us a little bit about that first recording process.
I had the original Grand Prairie boys. We broke up, and I went to work as a car salesman. I was actually selling cars.
Oh, the band broke up. I gotta find something to do.
You gotta go get a real job then. And I was selling cars, and a friend of mine, one of our car salesmen, lived behind Keno Hebert's house. Kenneth Hebert, they call him Keno. And Keno had the band River Road. He was the founder of River Road. And their bass player had quit him. And their bass player was also, he sang a lot, you know. So they were looking for a bass player that could sing. And so Tony Roper told me about it. And he said, would you be interested in it? And I said, yeah. He said, well, man, why don't you follow me home? They're actually practicing tonight, you know, and go talk to them. I said, okay. So I followed Tony Roper to his house, and he took me next door, and we met Keno, and I played, sat in with him and played bass. And I don't remember exactly how it went, but I got hired pretty much on the spot with him, you know. And so all of a sudden I was with what I felt was the top band in this area was River Road. And boy, I mean, it was impressive. They were impressive because, you know, we were driving around in a van.
Oh, 15-passenger van with a trailer?
15-passenger van with a little trailer, and you open the back doors and stuff would fall out. It was so packed with stuff, you know. And but anyway, River Road, they had this huge big PA system. They had this big monitor system, and their monitors had River Road spray painted on the monitors. Their trailer was painted up nice, and they drove up in a big Allegro motorhome. I mean, they were really set up for as far as bands, and it was just like, wow, that was the band to be with. So I got really excited, and my boss at the I'm not gonna mention which car company I was working for, but he says, hey,
I promise you he don't advertise with me.
He says, I hear you joined the band again. I said, yeah. And I was excited about it, you know, and I thought he was excited about it. He said, well, how often y'all gonna play? I said, well, they play every Friday and Saturday night, you know. He said, well, but we're open on Saturdays. He said, so that's not gonna work. I said, what you mean? I said, as long as I'm here on time and I sell it. Yeah, but he says, you know, you drive a company demo, and he says, you know, it just don't look good for our salesmen moonlighting at night, you know, in the bars. I said, wait a minute. I said, I'm on stage singing, and at the bars, half of your salesmen lined up at the bar drinking while I'm singing. I said,
I see where this is going.
What's the difference of it? Yeah, you know where it's going? Another episode of, let me give you the keys of my demo real quick. I quit.
Wait, you didn't leave the wife this time?
No, I didn't have to leave the wife this time.
Daddy said I'm gonna kill him. Her mama's heart was about to break. Sarah sat on that couch crying, 17 and 2 months late. Her daddy said you're gonna ruin your life. He's no good and you're way too young. He started giving her all the options, but to Sarah there was only one. She loved that boy and he loved her. That night she snuck out, met up with Jimmy and they headed out of town. Crossed the border and they said their vows. They didn't have a ring or a wedding cake. It wasn't much of a honeymoon, a sack of crystals in a motel room. But they had each other and they had faith that sometimes good things come to those who can't wait. In with Jimmy's folks till they found a little place to rent. His mama gave him her old plaid sofa, a couple plates and a dinette set. Sarah worked at the beauty shop. Jimmy got a job laying bricks. They worked hard, but it was worth it. The first time they felt that baby kick, Jimmy said he could play for New Orleans. One night Sarah woke him up, said it's time, and this time it was. Jimmy damn near wrecked the truck, doing 90 down the interstate. They made it to the delivery room. Sarah's folks were right there too, and they knew when they saw that baby's face that sometimes good things come to those who can't wait. And that's the story my mama tells to this day. Sometimes good things come to those who can't wait.
Are you looking for live music, events, and festivals in Louisiana? It's all here at liveandlocalacadiana.com. All Louisiana, all the time. liveandlocalacadiana.com. Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com.
Days are getting longer, sun's a little hotter. Let's get out of here. Slip on your cut-offs, grab your flip-flops. I'll cram a cooler full of beer. Take them back roads down to the creek, find some real estate, blow off a little steam. Ain't nothing like a tailgate sunset. Roll out a blanket in my truck bed, get a little buzz on, crank some tunes on, singing "Baby, you're a weekend rock star." Before it's over, we'll be dancing in the headlights. No hurry, you and me, we got all night. Give me a kiss and kiss me again. Nothing like a tailgate sunset. Looking all fine in that t-shirt of mine. I like what you're hiding under there. Maybe later on I can prove you wrong. Gotta have a tan line somewhere. Come on girl, cuddle up with me. We got a hell of a view and a front row seat. Ain't nothing like a tailgate sunset. Roll out a blanket in my truck bed, get a little buzz on, crank some tunes on, singing "Baby, you're a weekend rock star." Before it's over, we'll be dancing in the headlights. No hurry, you and me, we got all night. Give me a kiss and kiss me again. Nothing like a tailgate sunset. Tailgate sunset, roll out a blanket in my truck bed, get a little buzz on, crank some tunes on, singing "Baby, you're a weekend rock star." Before it's over, we'll be dancing in the headlights. No hurry, you and me, we got all night. Give me a kiss and kiss me again. Nothing like a tailgate sunset. Tailgate sunset.
RadioLouisiana.com. This is Fuzzy's Country Corner. Thanks so much to everybody for tuning in. Hour number 1 is in the books, and what an absolute great time we are having here on the radio, online, and thank you so much for having us in your homes, in your vehicles, and as part of your lives. Coming up next hour, we talk some more with Jeff Dugan. He's going to play us a couple of songs live. And more importantly, we're going to get down to the story behind the songs, and it's just an incredible thing. If you'd like to be on Fuzzy's Country Corner, you can send an email to fuzzy@radiolouisiana.com. That's fuzzy@radiolouisiana.com. For details on upcoming events, make sure you go to radiolouisiana.com and check out our blog page and see the photos from tonight's interview. We'd also like to thank our great sponsors, mainly Cowboys Nightclub. Cowboys Nightclub has been a live music partying tradition for 30 plus years. It is a staple in the Lafayette community, and we hope that you guys go out and check them out and see what all they have going on. Cowboys, a proud sponsor of Fuzzy's Country Corner on radiolouisiana.com. We're going to send it back. It was the early 2000s, and this man had a band that was just, man, it was a great band. They played all over the place. The band name was Hurricane. The leader of that band was Kip Saunier. Here he is with an old David Morgan pen tune called Cheap Imitation on radiolouisiana.com.
It seemed like the band was playing every song we ever danced to. Then she walked in, there was something about her that made me think of you. She reached out to me with her eyes, said there ain't nothing money can't buy. Baby, since you've been gone, I just can't be alone. Every woman I run into is just a cheap imitation of you. They don't shine, they don't glow, they don't sparkle like you do. And once you've had a diamond, a rhinestone just won't do. It's a blue light, red light special, a cheap imitation of you. Baby, I shopped around all over town, no one suited me. And I've come to find the sweetest kind of love comes free. Some look real good for the price, but the bargain only lasts for a night. And it's all just a fling. Once you've had the real thing, a second hand won't do. They're just a cheap imitation of you. They don't shine, they don't glow, they don't sparkle like you do. And once you've had a diamond, a rhinestone just won't do. It's a blue light, red light special, a cheap imitation of you.
If you want Mexican food, you may want to find an El Paso Mexican Grill. So tasty, so authentic, with specials every Monday through Thursday and live music on the patio on Fridays and Saturdays. It's the best happy hour in Acadiana with 2-for-1 margaritas. Find a location today at elpasomex.com. That's elpasomex.com. Are you looking for live music, events, and festivals in Louisiana? It's all here at liveandlocalacadiana.com. All Louisiana, all the time. liveandlocalacadiana.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner on radiolouisiana.com.
If you run into my old flame some night, if she wants to know if I'm doing alright, lie a little and say my world's not shattered. Losing her is something that never mattered. But don't tell her without her I die a little more each day. Don't tell her I go crazy every night she stays away. Just tell her I'm feeling strong, it's nothing I can't get through. Whatever you do, don't tell her the truth. If she shows up showing off her new love, if she's looking like she don't miss me too much, don't let on I still love her like there's no tomorrow. To get her back, I would lie, break, steal, or borrow. But don't tell her without her I die a little more each day. Don't tell her I go crazy every night she stays away. Just tell her I'm feeling strong, there's nothing I can't get through. Whatever you do, don't tell her the truth. Lie a little and say my world's not shattered. Losing her is something that never mattered. And don't tell her without her I die a little more each day. Don't tell her I go crazy every night she stays away. Just tell her I'm feeling strong, it's nothing I can't get through. Whatever you do, don't tell her the truth. Don't tell her whatever you do. Don't tell her. Don't tell her the truth. Don't tell her I go crazy. Don't tell her. Don't tell her the truth. Don't tell her the truth.
So you get with River Road, and you guys start playing, and then down the line, old Jeff gets looked at for a record deal.
Yeah, we did. We were recording some stuff in Muscle Shoals, Alabama as River Road and the band. And we had a friend of ours, Kim and Deb Tillery, was putting up some money for us to do a project. And Kim was paying for it. And right in the middle of that project, he gets a phone call from the vice president of Warner Brothers saying, we just heard a cassette tape of the project. We know it's unfinished, but we'd like to come down and hear the band. So Barry Beckett flew to Cowboys. He flew into Baton Rouge, got a rental car, drove to Cowboys in Lafayette.
Isn't it funny that the Fuzzy's Country Corner is brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub, Scott, Louisiana?
Yeah.
They have live music every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. Just thought I'd throw that
The
out.
very first time I ever got listened to by a Nashville record executive was at Cowboys. Yeah, Barry Beckett, the vice president of Warner Bros., flew down and came to Cowboys to hear us play. And he was there to hear the band. They told us what he looked like. They gave us the description, so we knew about what he looked like and everything. And, of course, the description we got was he was going to be easy to find. And he was. And, boy, I mean, when I noticed that he was standing next to the stage watching us, I think my knees got weak. I mean, I really got, wow, I really have a Warner Brothers is, looking at us, man. We might be on the record label with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. Wow, label mates.
She's quiet and shy most of the time. She gets a little crazy when she drinks wine. It don't take her much to catch a buzz. Yeah, I love when she's tipsy, when she drinks my whiskey. She gives me that smile when I know what it means. She's ready to go. All it takes is some Jack and 7. Then I'm in heaven. I love the way she loves me when she drinks my whiskey. When she drinks my whiskey. Take her out for a night on the town, and when she starts drinking, there goes another round. She can't wait to get me back home. Yeah, she knows what she wants, and it won't take her long. Gives me that smile when I know what it means. She's ready to go. All it takes is some Jack and 7. Then I'm in heaven. She loves me when she drinks my whiskey. When she drinks my whiskey. That girl don't know what she does to me. I look in her eyes and all I see is the woman that I've seen in all my dreams. Quiet and shy most of the time. She gets a little crazy when she drinks the wine.
She Drinks My Whiskey on RadioLouisiana.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner. More with Jeff Dugan here in just a little while. Right now, the pride of Kaplan, Louisiana. Here's Sammy Kershaw and Fit to Be Tied Down on Fuzzy's Country Corner.
This ain't hoops, and this ain't hopscotch, and this ain't dodgeball in the sandlot, and this ain't cards. It's our hearts we're dealing with now. No more games for me, girl, I'm fit to be tied down. I've lost a love, got some bruises, but the heart that don't give up never really loses. Since I met you, it don't make sense to keep on playing around. Anyone can see you've got me fit to be tied down. Tie me down, wrap me up in forever. I found something sweet in surrendering now. Take me off of this merry-go-round. Going round in circles has got me nowhere, but a love like yours is really so rare. And I'm amazed at the treasure I finally found. I'm on bended knee, 'cause I'm fit to be tied down. Tie me down, wrap me up in forever. I found something sweet in surrendering now. Take me off of this merry-go-round. Now this ain't hoops, and this ain't hopscotch, and this ain't dodgeball in the sandlot, and this ain't cards. It's our hearts we're dealing with now. No more games for me, girl, I'm fit to be tied down. No more games for me, girl, I'm fit to be tied down.
RadioLouisiana.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner. So, Jeff, how long was it before you actually got to get in the studio and start working with what was one of the biggest country labels at the time?
It took them about 6 to 8 months before we finally started really working after I signed my contract, because they got real busy with their artist that they signed right before me. They released a record on him. It did pretty good. Then they released his second single, and it went like to number 4. But then they re-released the first single again. And not only did it go number 1, it stayed 5 weeks at number 1, and it became the song of the year. And they had a superstar on their hands.
Would this have been about 1987, 1988?
It was 1986, 87. That was
so.
On the other hand, there's a golden band. So yeah, here I was on a label waiting for my turn, and all of a sudden, the guy that they signed before me is fixing to be a superstar.
Oh boy!
And he has a smash hit. And then he has another and another. And then I go in the studio and I'm looking for songs and I'm finding songs. And then we go finally start recording my project and everything. And when we finally a year later, get my record done in late 87, right before my first single ships, Barry's contract was up with the company and there was some feuding going on there. So he left Warner Brothers.
Oh boy.
So the guy that signed me, that believed in me, that helped me find all the material, that produced my album, and the guy standing up for me at the label, left before my first single got shipped out.
Oh boy.
And by contract, I was let go of my contract at that time, but by contract, they had to release 2 singles on me. And they released Once a Fool, Always a Fool was my first single.
What a great song. You know, Jeff, hearing about this and hearing that incredible story, I kind of want to hear that song right now.
Once a Fool? Well, let's see if I can pull that out. By the way, that's a Dean Dillon, Royce Porter written song. Dean wrote Miami, Miami for Keith Whitley. Dean wrote Oceanfront Property, The Chair.
Dean wrote Tennessee Whiskey.
Yeah.
He wrote 60 songs for George Strait, and he has had 55 number one songs out of his song catalog. He also wrote Homecoming 63.
That's right.
10 Feet Away.
Yep.
What
a monster.
Big, incredible songwriter. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, right here on RadioLouisiana.com, this is Fuzzy's Country Corner, brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub and all of our great sponsors. Everybody get ready. Jeff Dugan's very first single that was released on Warner Brothers Records, 1988, right?
87.
1987. That was the year I was born. I'm trying to make you feel old. Ladies and gentlemen, how about it for the one and only, the incomparable Jeff Dugan?
You are what you are, and what you are, you'll always be. If you're born to lose, you'll always lose if you're a loser like me. I can't change or rearrange my destiny. There's just no hope when you're a hopeless fool for you like me. What's a fool? Always a fool, leaving you for good for me won't last. 'Cause a fool in love is just fool enough to foolishly keep on coming back. And foolish me, well, I'll keep coming back. I am what I am, and what I am is what you see. In love with you, and in love with you I'll always be. I can't change or rearrange my destiny. There's just no hope when you're a hopeless fool for you like me. What's a fool? Always a fool, leaving you for good for me won't last. 'Cause a fool in love is just fool enough to foolishly keep on coming back. And foolish me, well, I'll keep coming back.
Absolutely incredible. Man, they made good country music back then.
Well, thank you. What a good song, though. I always loved that song.
Yeah, that was actually one of my favorite ones on that record.
I'm driving on this lonely road. It's been way too long since I've made it home. Been missing you with your lovely smile, wanting you more with every single mile. And this traveling lifestyle's really hard to do. No matter what I try, I can't get my mind off of you. Living without you, girl, is a heavy load. Driving down this lonely road. The same old show in a different town. Oh, how I wish I had you around. This time apart has got me feeling blue. Your memory, girl, will help me make it through. And this traveling lifestyle's really hard to do. No matter what I try, I can't get my mind off of you. Living without you, girl, is a heavy load. Driving down this lonely road, and these wheels just keep on turning, while my heart just keeps on burning. Living without you, girl, is a heavy load. Driving down this lonely road.
Fuzzy's Country Corner is brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub, El Paso Mexican Restaurant, Julian's Po' Boys. Go check them all out. Tell our great sponsors that you heard about them right here on Fuzzy's Country Corner, and you'll get something cool. I don't know what that'll be, but hey, you might get something really awesome. We sitting down tonight with Jeff Dugan, and man, what a great time we are having. So, Jeff, what is the most requested song that you get, whether it be at the live shows or at an acoustic show or throughout time? What is the most requested song that you get that you've recorded?
At the live shows would probably be Boys, You Gotta Learn to Dance.
Isn't it ironic? Because that's what I get the request for 99% of the time. The other 1% of the time is Heaven Was a Drink of Wine.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Boys, You Gotta Learn to Dance is, we always get people coming up to the stage and ask for that song. And I'm flattered that people remember it, I actually recorded that song. That was part of my Warner Brothers album in 1986 and 87. But the song came to be quite in a unique way. We were hanging out in Nashville actually looking for songs, and we had our session booked. And we had pretty much nailed down the songs, but you always leave that open. You never know when the big hit walks in the door,
Yeah, right as you're finished, somebody will say, hey, I got this song.
Yeah, and it just knocks your socks off and you want to erase something that you've done or now we're going to have 12 songs on the album. We were going to only have 11, now we're going to have 12. But anyway, we were out and hanging out with some songwriters and stuff, and they all wanted to go down to the bullpen. The Bullpen Lounge, there was a really hot band that played there. But it was fun. But we were sitting there, and Tony Hazelton who is with the band Louisiana's LaRue.
He wrote "That's My Story" and I'm sticking to it.
That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, good songwriter, man. But anyway, he was hanging out with us. He's originally from the Houma area, and him and my manager at the time was from Houma. And the guy that was actually paying for all of our stuff that we did in muscle shows that got me my contract and everything, Kim Tillery, him and Tony Hazelton were good friends from way back. So Tony hooked up with us, and we all went out together. Now we're sitting in a VIP booth right in front of the stage. I mean, I can reach and touch the edge of the stage. So we're looking up at the stage. And boy, it's a really good band, and they're just smoking, man. And I mean, I can't take my eyes off the band because it's just fun. And boy, and I was just itching, you know, I want to be up there, man, because this place was packed with people. But Tony Hazelton was sitting on the end of one of the benches, and he kept turning around watching the dance floor all night. And we were watching the band. He kept watching the dance floor. And every once in a while, he'd say, "Man, is that guy good or what?" And we like, "Oh, yeah, they're great. They're good." No, he's just that guy on the dance floor. And I looked and I said, "A guy? I don't want to be watching no guy on the dance floor." He said, "No, this guy can dance, man. Boy, he's so smooth." And he said, "They got girls lining up to dance with this guy, man." So the girls line up to take a chance with him to take their turn with him to dance. And he's kind of a big, chunky, heavy-set guy, but I mean, smooth as butter on the dance floor and knows all the moves and could really pull him off. I mean, just incredible to watch.
That sounds a lot like me.
Yeah. That next night, he calls us up. He says, "Hey, I got to come by. You still in the motel?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm going to come by your room. I got a song I got to play for y'all. I just wrote it today." We said, "All right."
Oh, boy. Gotta hear this.
And he writes a song about that guy dancing. And so I said, "Well, why don't you bring it? We're going to the studio after a while. Why don't you bring it and play it for Barry Beckett?" And he played it, and we cut it. It was one of our cuts that fast.
Wow.
We just changed everything and wound up putting it on the record.
And now it's the most requested song.
And it's still to this day my most requested song when I play anywhere where people are wanting to dance. They want to hear "Boys, You Gotta Learn to Dance."
Well, I'm requesting it. Ladies and gentlemen, RadioLouisiana.com, Fuzzy's Country Corner, Jeff Dugan.
Yeah. He was kinda shy, not much on talk, a little overweight with the clumsy walk, but he was light on his feet. When he heard the beat, there were pretty boys peddling counterfeit charm, sitting on the bar stools, keeping them warm and thinking they were cool, thinking he was a fool. But when the music started and the girls lined up, they couldn't believe their eyes. He'd hold them in his arms, spin them like a top. Every girl wanted a chance. He winked and smiled when the music stopped. He'd say, "Boys, you gotta learn to dance." He could dance for miles, he can dance all night. He'd never dance with the same girl twice, so the boys got mad. They wondered what he had, but what he lacked in looks, he made up for when he got on the floor. He'd hold them in his arms, spin them like a top. Every girl wanted a chance. He winked and smiled when the music stopped. He'd say, "Boys, you gotta learn to dance." He'd say, "Boys, your looks will only get you so far. If you can't dance when you get on the floor, the girls ain't gonna come back for more." Then the music started up again, and the girls were all over him. He'd hold them in his arms, spin them like a top. Every girl wanted a chance. He winked and smiled when the music stopped. He'd say, "Boys, you gotta learn, boys, you gotta learn, boys, you gotta learn to dance. If you wanna take all the pretty girls home, boys, you better learn to dance."
Man, golly, one of my favorite Jeff Dugan tunes ever. Good God, it's I guess you don't realize it until you're sitting down and you're talking man to man about it. And George Jones said something that was just reached up and busted me in the mouth like a drunk in a bar in a parking lot. George Jones said, when you're happy, you listen to the melody. When you're sad, you listen to the lyric. Well, you know what? I feel kind of sad right now because it just hit me like a ton of bricks why I've always loved it. So,
Yeah.
that is me. It's me. That's incredible.
As we passed in the hall, she said we need to talk. I can't go on like this another day. I froze in my tracks and the chill ran up my back, 'cause I knew what she was gonna say. She said there's someone else and I've kept it to myself, but I can't keep these feelings locked inside. And I need to tell you this, it's one of your old friends, the one you haven't talked to in a while. She said I'm leaving, and there's nothing you can do. I said I had a feeling you found somebody new. I bet I can guess his name, but it's so hard to believe. Oh, she said you're not even close. It's someone you don't know. I'm leaving you for me. I just stood there at a loss for words, trying to catch my breath, 'cause I knew that it was over when she said I'm leaving, and there's nothing you can do. I said I had a feeling that you found somebody new, but I bet I can guess his name. It's so hard to believe. Oh, she said you're not even close. It's someone you don't know. I'm leaving you for me. She said you're not even close. It's someone you don't know. I'm leaving you for me.
Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com, brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub. Sitting down with Jeff Dugan. Don't forget, this episode will be up just like our last episode on YouTube. You can keep checking for it on RadioLouisiana.com. I've had the luxury of actually getting to sit in on a couple of these sessions, watching you make this record, which was, again, an extreme honor for me, you know, because I got to watch 7-time Grammy Award winner Tony Daigle engineer some stuff.
You engineered some of them yourself. You were actually recording some of my vocals.
Well, I wasn't going to throw some of that out there.
I'll throw that out there.
Yeah, you know,
I had help from a lot of people on this album.
You know, Tony Ardware co-produced this record with you, and you know, I remember hearing some of the roughs going, whoa, these are some really good tunes. You know, some of the tunes that just jumped out at me on this record, and which, by the way, this is available on iTunes, Amazon, every digital download store. And are you doing any physical copies of this record?
I will. I haven't. They're not in yet, but we will have physical copies in a few weeks.
Yeah, in a few weeks you'll be able to get them at the shows and you know, through social media and stuff. And we'll give you all of Jeff's social media outlets here in a little while. But you know, there was a song called "That Old Truck" that I was just like, whoa, I've lived that. And then you know, then there was this tune that I never would have thought would have been your first single, but it actually stuck out to me as being one of the better songs on this record. Now, you didn't go in and cut like a 6-song EP. This is a full-length record, so there's a lot of material to choose from. But let's talk about Dashboard Jesus and how that came to be the single.
Well, I first heard the song in Beaumont. I was at Charles Vessel's house. He used to be my manager. And me and Sherry were at their house, and I was playing at their church in Beaumont. I was doing their Sunday service. And the night before, we were sitting around talking, and he was playing me some songs, and he was playing me songs with country gospel in mind, you know. And he says, Jeff, I got this song I got to play for you. Wait, let me pull this up. And he pulls it up.
You do a good Charles Vessels.
Oh, yeah. Jeff, but anyway, so he pulls this song up and he plays it, and I just flipped. I just loved it. And so I was actually planning on recording it on my next country gospel album. And so it was on hold for that. We were going to use it for that. And when me and Tony started talking about doing this Texas country album, I started playing Tony some of the songs to see what he thought about it, and his first reaction was, nah, well, I don't know about that song, you know. I like it, it's a good song, I don't know about it. I said, well, Tony, I love this song, man. I think I want to cut it. But I wanted to record a couple of songs that also brings in what I was doing in country gospel, a positive message with the song. And so I felt this song's gonna fit. It's just gonna be an album cut, you know. We're gonna put it on the album, and it'll just be an album cut, but I'll be proud of it because I love this song. And after we cut and we get the album ready, and album's ready to ship out, now we got to pick the first single. We all start going, what about this one song? How'd it go? I don't know, I think this one ought to be. And then somebody else goes, yeah, but I think the other one ought to be. And they start going on, and all of a sudden there's about 8 of the 11 songs that they're saying ought to be the first single.
I mean, it's a good record.
Well,
it's a good record.
I thought it's either a really good record that we got all these great songs, or none of them really stands out. One or two. But I really believe in the song. I believe this is probably the best project I've ever been involved in. The strongest batch of songs, well produced. Tony did an excellent job on it, and it's a fun record for me. But I'm proud that I have the 2 songs with the gospel base to it, the gospel message to it. There are only 2 songs out of 11, so they got other songs to choose from if they want to release a honky-tonk song. In a Walmart lot, parked up near the road, stands up on his trunk, reaching out for lost souls. Said, I don't want your money, I just want to show you the way. Says I'm an apostle, called on by the Lord, spreading the gospel from this old beaten Ford. My mission this morning is that everybody drive home safe. It don't matter what sins you committed, they can all wash away. Just give me 5 minutes. If you let these words sink into your heart, I'll even give you something to go with your car. Take this dashboard, Jesus, facing forward, looking out the window at where you going, 'cause he don't care at all where you've been. Let this dashboard, Jesus, be your guide round the bumps in the road through the storms of life. If he's looking at you, he can't see what's round the bend. Keep your hands on the wheel, but leave the driving to him. My road to Damascus was just south of Houston. Back in my hell-raising days, don't know how fast I was doing. When my wheels left the pavement, I knew it was time for a change. He said, I'm here to tell you, God is my witness, There's only one clear path to forgiveness. It ain't in the rear view, it ain't in regrets. It's on the horizon, straight up ahead. Take this dash for Jesus, facing forward, looking out the window at where you're going. 'Cause he don't care at all where you've been. Let this dash for Jesus be your guide round the bumps in the road through the storms of life. He's looking at you, he can't see what's round the bend. Keep your hands on the wheel and leave the driving to him. Oh, keep your hands on the wheel, but leave the driving to him.
Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com. You can submit your music. You can attempt to book an interview. You can do everything that you need to do to communicate with this show and its great listeners through RadioLouisiana.com by sending an email to Fuzzy, Fuzzy, at RadioLouisiana.com. That's Fuzzy at RadioLouisiana.com. Fuzzy's Country Corner is brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub. They've got live entertainment every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and sometimes they do very special events on Sundays, which I'm trying to get Jeff Dugan and his Country Roundup band to do, but we'll talk about that off the air. Right now, we're back with more of our sit-down interview with Jeff Dugan. Jeff, this has, again, been an absolute incredible moment for me. You let the cat out of the bag that I got a chance to work on a very, very small part of this record. And, it was a learning process for me. Absolutely great. So I started with Blaine Roy last week, a tradition that we're going to keep up. For me, if somebody asked me Haggard or Jones, if you were stuck on a desert island with one record, what would it be, Haggard or Jones? And I'd tell them neither. It'd be Keith Whitley, and we'd just get that over with, all right? So, if you were marooned with nothing to do on a desert island, after you drank all the coconut rum you could find, and you built your little shelter, and you had a record player with one record, would it be Haggard or Jones?
Definitely Haggard.
Oh, hey! So, you've got your Haggard record, and there were a lot of them. Which one would it be?
Well, my favorite Haggard record was Haggard Sings Jones. No, I'm just picking. He did, though. He sang a lot of George Jones tunes.
Oh, yeah, it was good stuff.
They sang each other's songs a lot. Then they did a duet album together,
Yeah.
See, watered back. That was some good stuff, man.
Well, we were, during the break, we were talking with Miss Sherry, and, she's been influential in getting you back to doing this stuff and really been a driving force into pushing you back into this world. And she had a little request when we were discussing this topic, and why don't you tell everybody what that request was?
Well, I asked her, I said, what's my favorite Merle Haggard song that I play on the guitar and sing? And she said, The Farmer's Daughter. I said, well, all right, I'll play that one.
What a good tune. Right here, RadioLouisiana.com. You're listening to Fuzzy's Country Corner, brought to you by Cowboys Nightclub. One more time, Jeff Dugan.
Tonight there'll be candlelights and roses, and this little country chapel that's almost falling down. There'll be tears in this farmer's eyes this evening when I give my one possession to that city boy from town. His hair is a little longer than we're used to, but I guess I should find something good to say about this man who's won the farmer's daughter and will soon become my son-in-law today. Mama left 8 years ago, December, and it was hard to be a dad and mama too. But somehow we made home of this old farmhouse, and love was all my baby ever knew. You know, he can be the richest man in 7 counties and not be good enough to take her hand. But he says he really loves the farmer's daughter. Oh, and I know the farmer's daughter loves the man.
What an incredible tune. Good God. You know, everybody always compares you to Merle Haggard with, whenever I said, the other day I said, yo, we're going to have Jeff Dugan. Oh, yeah, that guy sounds like Merle Haggard. Yeah. And I never really thought about it like that. You sound like Jeff Dugan to me. But man, hearing you do Merle, just stripped down acoustic. Good God.
A lot of it's just the inflections, you know.
Yeah,
you try to do a little cry in your voice and you put it down. You know, it just kind of
it comes natural. We understand.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to do a lot of impersonations on stage. That was a lot of fun, you know.
You know, I was talking to Sal Melanson one day, and you know, I said, Sal, where you get this impersonation bit that you do from? And he said, oh, I got that from my hero, man. I got that from Jeff Dugan. I said, come on, Sal, it can't be like that. And then we're doing this gig at Scandals in Lafayette, and you know, just a little put together thing on a Sunday evening, and
that was a lot of fun too.
It was a great time, and you know, I got a chance to dance the night away. Didn't have to work. You know, I got to actually enjoy it, and you know, then I saw you do the impersonation bit, and I went, I see. I see. I understand now. Jeff, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thanks so much for having us in your home and, you know, sitting down and sharing your story of country music. You know, where can they find information about where you're playing, and how do we find out more about Jeff Dugan and where you're going to be?
Probably the best way is my new Facebook artist page. I have Jeff Dugan Music. And I'm going to be posting all of my dates of where I'm playing. Anytime I'm playing somewhere, I'll post them on there, and updates about the record. Our first single ships out this week, so we're going to see what happens. Dashboard Jesus is headed out the door to the radio stations.
Fingers crossed, huh?
Fingers crossed, yeah.
You still got reservations?
No, not at all. Actually, you know, this whole project has kind of fell into place. The right songs at the right time. There's been a bunch of stuff happen on this project that's made me realize, wait a minute, this is not an accident. This is happening for a reason.
Right.
And so what it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. And Jeff, thank you so much again one more time. We really appreciate it. You can check this out after our airtime on YouTube. The interview and the show will be there forever for you to relive and share. Thank you so much. This has been Fuzzy's Country Corner on RadioLouisiana.com with the one and only Jeff Dugan. We thank you so much.
Now, Dustin, let's talk about Hank's daddy. Tell me how his mama loved that man.
Just break out the bottle horse. I'll tell you about the drifting cowboy band. Oh, man.
We won't talk about the habits, just the music and the man. Now, does you just gotta tell me, did Hank Williams really write all them songs?
I don't deserve no answer, hoss. Let's a lot of them just move along.
Do you think he wrote them about Miss Audrey, or about the man who done her wrong? Well, back then they called him crazy. Nowadays they call him a saint. Now the ones that called him crazy still writing on his name. Well, if he was here with old Bo Seafoots, would he think that he was right? Think he might.
Hey, don't you know he would tone low? He'd be right here by our side.
And if they left for a show in Groveville, be the first one on the bus and ready to ride. Last one to go, hoss. Wherever he is, I hope he's happy. You know, I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, he got a one arm around Hank's mama now, and he sure did love Miss Audrey and raising hell.
Well, I won't ask you no more questions. To the stories only Hank can tell. Well, back then they called him crazy, and nowadays they call him a saint. Most folks don't know that they fired him from the Opry, and that caused his greatest pain.
I'd love to tell you about a lovesick and how Miss Audrey loves that man.
You know I've always loved to listen to the stories about that drifting cowboy man and the man. But when we get right down to it, still the most wanted outlaw in the land. Let's pick a little.
Fuzzy's Country Corner is a product of RadioLouisiana.com. It is written and produced by Jordan LaSalle in conjunction with Fuzzball Productions. For details on how to get on the show or to submit your music, send it to Fuzzy, F-U-Z-Z-Y, at RadioLouisiana.com. That's Fuzzy at RadioLouisiana.com. Thanks so much to liveandlocalacadiana.com for making this show entirely possible. To each one of you listeners, hold the ones you love close because you aren't promised tomorrow, and don't take life too seriously because nobody's getting out alive. My name's Fuzzy saying good day